We are back for another episode of the NBL1 conference, episode number 2. Hello, welcome back to the channel, the podcast here on the BJ Show, your host BJ. We are back for another NBL1 competition from the East Conference and many more I will share. So, welcome aboard. Make sure if you like this, make sure you hit that like button and well, I hope you enjoy it. So we'll go from Central with the South Australia. We'll go from the East, South to West, all the results and my reviews of each game. And I'll give you that one little sentence. So we just started in round 2, which is the round here in the NBL1. And I've got to say, well done. First game. It is the Forestville Eagles and South Adelaide Panthers in the men's competition. And it was a round 2 victory. If I got this correct, I did not share round 2, I don't think, and yes, I did. If I got that incorrect, I'm going to go straight into round 3. I'm going to do round 3 for the Central competition for the men's and women's as well. So first up is Central District Lions, and they were taking Eastern Marricks. This phrase was at the Star, known for Star as a short name. It is the Eastern Marricks taking a 114-92 over the Central District Lions. Well done there. Next one was a very high scoring down at the Lions Community and Sports Centre, which I have played some competition basketball there. And that was North Adelaide Rockets who were taking on the Seven Tigers in a high scoring 119 North Adelaide Rockets to 111. Well done to the North Adelaide Rockets. Next game we have down at the St. Clair Registration Centre, which I Bull Warriors and the District Stavers. A high, pretty standard close battle, and it was the Stavers taking the 81-75 victory. Next one, it is the South Adelaide Panthers. That's a bit better. They'll take on Norwood Flames, and it was the victory to the South Adelaide Panthers. This was played at Mount Basketball Stadium, which also another statement. I've also 87-83 the final score in front of the South Adelaide Panthers over Norwood Flames. Next up for the men's conference, Central men's was Adelaide Bearcats and Forestville Eagles. It was the Forestville Eagles taking over the 2025 NBL1 champs, 85-53, 32 points victory there. So we go into the women's conference. If I got all that correct, what I do, we go to the women's comp. Same thing in different order. So we go to the same stadium, the Lights Community Centre back there. North Adelaide Rockets take on Seven Tigers. The Seven Tigers take a 61-49 win. They're well done, 12-point victory there. We go back to Marion Stadium, 76-72. South Adelaide Panthers taking over the Northern Flames there in a really good battle there. Pretty sad victory there for the Central District Lions over Eastern Marrick, 119-89. The next time we have Woodville Warriors and Sturt Stavers. Sturt Stavers taking a 79-56 victory there. We now next one and final game was the West Adelaide Bearcat over Forestville Eagles, 82-54. Very nice win there. Well, there you go. We're now complete the Central Conference. Then next we go to the East Conference for their round 1. The Western Conference, it will be shared very shortly. Stay soon for that. All competitions will be played and shared, is what I mean for that. So the North competition is not going to be available for a few more weeks. So round 1 for the South competition, the East, the South and the West all start their competition all underway, and got a lot to catch up on that. But back to the men's competition for the East Conference. Let's dive into week 1. So the first one is the Manly Wingers Eagles and the Canberra Gummies, the Pama Gummies, 80-75 victory. The next one from the East Conference, we have the Centre of Excellence and the Pearl Pandas. The Centre of Excellence taking a 75-57. The next game we have next up, it is the Maitland Mustang versus the Eel Hawks. The Eel Hawks take a 91-78 victory. In this game we have the Southland Shark and the Sydney Condors. The Condors take a 77-65 victory. The next game, we have a pretty nice victory there. We have the Indian West Balls over the Hill Hornets, 93-84. I think we may share a lot of this already, but it's going to refresh your memory as well. Newcastle Falcons and the North Bears. The North Bears taking 80-70. The next up we have is the Hong Kings Spiders take on the Central Coast Rochers, 89-77. The next one we have our big winners there. We have the Amble Wingers Benefits versus Banktown Burns. And it's the Banktown taking 107-96 victory. We return with the Hornet King Ring Spiders and the Hawks. The Hawks say the 97-80. The next game from round one for the East Men's, we had the Centre of Excellence over Banktowns beats 97-89. A mother good 3-point victory, and that went to Newcastle Falcons over the, well, they took a defeat. It was the Hill Hornets taking 78-75. And the final game for round one for the East Men's, Central Coast Corunders over the North Bears. They were versing each other. It was the North Bears, 99-74. And there you go. We've completed that for the men's conference for round one. Just to maybe get them refresh your memory. We do have the Southern Conference. I'll just go through very quickly there, and then we'll get into the West. Just to like to refresh your memory there. And I don't think I've shared the South overall in the men's, because I know there was a few games on the 1st of April. So I will share that. I will include them. So I will go back to the men's competition and refresh the South Conference. Here we go. Game one. We had the Hobart Chargers versus the non-wingers, Fighters. And it was the Chargers over the 87-85. Game two, North Fells take on their Franklin Blues. The Franklin Blues taking a 103-89. Next game for the South Men's Conference, it is the Geelong United take on the King Combers. 74-62 for well done to the Combers. Next game, we return that team is the Hobart Chargers over the Franklin Blues by 3 points, 87-84. The next one was a 10-point victory. We had the Ballarat Myers versus the Bendigo Beavers. 89-79. Well done to the Beavers, the Bendigo Beavers. The next team we have is the Dandenong Rangers and the Casey Cavaliers. The Dandenong Rangers take on 92-81. The next one we have, it's the Cameron Thunder take on the Knock Rangers, and it's the Knock Rangers 93-88 victory there. The next game we have in the South Conference, we're almost there. Then Diamond Valley Eagles and the Eham Wildcats. The Eham Wildcats taking 66 victory. We're almost there with a couple more games. We basically have 5 more games to share if we are absolutely up to. And we are Wood Hawks and the Matt Gamion Rangers. 95-98 to the Matt Gamions. There we go, another really tight one there. Big Blind with the North Fords. We'll take on the Wingdings Brothers, 101-59. Well done to the next one we have for Submen's Ballarat Myers and the Diamond Valley Eagles, 112-97. Well done to the Ballarat Myers. The next game we have is Melbourne Tigers up against Gamia Pingers. Well done to the 98-77 to the Melbourne Tigers. And we come in almost there. The last, we did not share the rest of the round one. So we had the final this bit, Waving Falcons and the San Rang Sabres. Well done to Zenham Sabres 86-65. Here we go. Our last few games. So we had a handful from the 1st of April. First up, we have the Eham Wildcats over taking on the Keelan Thunder. Well done to 93-80 to the Keelan Thunder. Next up, we have an 18-point victory. There were the King Hookers and now were the Wingwood Hawks. Well done to the King Combers, 96-78. Next one was another good comfortable win. We had the Bendigo Bravers and the Melbourne Geelong United. It is the Beavers, 83. Geelong United, 69. Next up, we have the Sandringham and the Sabres. They were taking on Dandenong Rangers. Dandenong Rangers taking a very 101-89. Next up, we have back to this team is the Knock Rangers and the Casey Cavaliers. Well done to the Knock Rangers, 113-92. Final game, round one. Here we go. We finally made it. We have the Wayne Falcons and the Melbourne Tigers. And it's the Wayne Falcons taking a 92-73 victory there. We're going to the women's competition there. It's driving straight into it. A lot of games to cover. The Hobart Chargers and the North Spiders. Well done to the North Wingers. Spiders 99-67. Next game was the maybe part of the game. North Force and then the Frankston Blues. The Frankston Blues taking 83-81. A 1-point victory here. Hobart Chargers and the Franklin Blues. Here's the Franklin Blues with the victory there. Next one we have, it's Geelong United and the Cane Combers. 86-71. Well done to the Canberra Combers. It's a victory. Next one we have for round one for the South East. Well, we are in the South Conference. By the way, Myers and the Bendigo Beavers. Well done to the Ballarat Myers, the 97-76. Next game, Daniel Rangers and the Casey Cavaliers. Well done to Casey Cavaliers, 87-75. Next up, we have the Diamond Valley Eagles and the Eham Wildcats. Up next, high score there, 103-95. Well done to the Diamond Valley Eagles with the win. Next one was another point victory in the women's conference. We have the King Thunder and the Knox Raiders. And that was those Knox Thunder, 79-78. We're almost there, and here we are in the next game. It's the Ringwood Hawks and the Montgomery Pangas. Well on to the Montgomery Pangas, 98-76. Next one was another good win there. We had the North Force and the Non-Wingers Brothers, 98-82. Well on to the North Wingers Brothers. Next game, the Ballarat Myers and the Diamond Valley Eagles. The Diamond Valley Eagles taking out 84-74. We have Melbourne Tigers and Montgomery Pangas. The Montgomery Pangas was taking a 95-77 victory. Next game we have was the Wayne Red Falcons and the Sandringham Sabres. It is the Sandringham Sabres taking a 71-60. Eham Wildcats and the Connor Thunder, 68-64. It's the final score here, and it's the Eham Wildcats take the win there. We're almost there. Here we go. All right, the Common Combers and the Ringham Hawks. The Common Combers take a 96-80. Next up, as we have a few more games remaining for round one, Whaley Falcons and the Melbourne Tigers. A 20-point victory went to the Wavy Falcons, 75-55 over Melbourne Tigers. With 3 games remaining for round one, Sandring Sabres and the Daniel Rangers. It was the Sandham Sabres selling at 75-47. We have Bendigo Bravers and the Geelong United. A big win for Bendigo Bravers, 109-65. And the final game for round one for the South Women's Conference, we have the Knock Rangers and the Casey Cavaliers. 4-point winners go to the Knock Rangers, 86-82. There you have it. Round one's complete. we will share from the 7th of April on the next episode here on the BJ Show. Stay tuned what episode that'll be, and that will be for that. We now go from south to west in Perth. Like I said, we will start from round 2 for the men's. Let's get into it. Condors and the Wellington Tigers. The Wellington Tigers, a 91-82 victory. This is for the men's Western Conference. Next one for the NBL1. Eastern Suns and the Whites Sanders. And it was the Eastern Suns taking 98-82. 92. Next game, we have the Pearl Lake Hawks and the Joe Humbers Wolves. Those Shanghai Wolves take 106-78 victory. Next game, 12-point victory. And we have the Southwest Slanders take on the Perth Redbacks. The Perth Redbacks taking 89-77 victory. Next up, we have in the men's school competition here with the East Perth Eagles and their Mangan Magic. It's the East Perth Eagles taking a 113-98 victory. And the final game for the Western Conference in the NBL1, we have the Rockham Flames and the Lakeside Lightning. The Lakeside Lightning holding a 2-point victory, 95-93 in the men's conference. The women's, and then we'll wrap it up from there. Like I said, the women's, the North competition will be shared, coming your way very soon. Hope you enjoy. Make sure you give this a like, and hopefully if you like it, make sure you give this a following. The first out of these games are the Courtburn, the Condors, and the Wellington Tigers, and it was a 20-point victory to the Courtburn Condors, 96-76. Next up, we have 88-62. Now we're the Perry Lake Hawks taking that win over the Johan Wolves. Next game we have it's the Southwest Slammers and the Perth Redbacks. It was the Southwest Slammers taking 82-74. Next one was 68-92. Where the Eastern Suns versus the Warwax Sanders. The Warwax Sanders 92-68. And 2 games remaining. Here we go. Out of those 2 games, East Perth Eagles and the Mangas Magic. East Perth Eagles taking 111-80. And the final game for the round, the Rockham Flames and the Lakeside Lightning. The Rockham Flames 107-79. There you have it. Well done, form. We share from the central competition. We share from maybe part of the Eastern yet to be announced for round 2 there. We will share all the North yet to come and coming your way. We have the South and the East. So the West. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy it. Make sure your support means a lot and I much appreciate it. But thank you so much. That's all, folks. See you next soon. See you soon. Peace out. Cheers.